my channel. I hate long intros, so we're going to get right into it. Today I have another Just Use the Yarn project video. If you're new here or missed my previous videos from this series, I have been trying to be a little bit more mindful of my yarn stash, and instead of hoarding yarn, I have been kind of going through it a little bit here and there and putting it in this basket to hold myself accountable and just use the yarn that I already have. I haven't added much to this basket since the series has started because I didn't want this series to be overwhelming for me. So as the series goes on, new yarn will be added and more projects will be made, and I will keep using the yarn that is either too pretty to use, has no plans, or yarn that I don't know what to do with. So this is some mystery yarn that I used to make my father-in-law a hat back in December during Vlogmas, Craftmas, Crochetmas, or whatever it was that I actually named that series. This was Craftmas Day 10 if you want to check that out. This leftover cake from my father-in-law's hat wasn't super big, and I wasn't sure if I would get a whole hat out of it. I also wasn't sure I wanted to make another hat right now for this series, since the last few videos of this series were hats, and I do like crocheting different things. Hats will always be my favorite, but I do like to do random projects too. And I've been really in love with this crafty bunny bun cube cat pattern. And I thought this yarn with the blue and green would look so cute as a little frog, so I used that pattern as a base for my cube frog here. I used the base, I guess, pattern, the pattern for the body. I used that part of the pattern for my frog, and then I kind of just went off on my own after that. You will notice a little pink string. That is my stitch marker. I know a couple of people have asked which stitch markers that I use, and it's that. That's what it is. It's just a piece of scrap yarn. I feel like that's easier for me anyway to use and just mark where you're going, and then when you're all done you can just pull it right out. It's super easy, and I don't have to fiddle with little plastic stitch markers or even the metal ones, or I don't have to mess with anything. And I'm very excited for this project because I was able to pull out my spinning yarn holder, which is one of my favorite crochet gadgets. I don't have a lot of crochet gadgets, as you can tell by my scrap yarn stitch marker. I just don't see the point in a lot of them. I don't think a lot of them are super helpful, and I don't want to waste time, money, or space on things that aren't useful. So this one is really useful when I have my regular, like, I guess, bullet style skeins. When they fall apart, I can cake my yarn and just pop it right on here, and it's super easy. Though sometimes at the very end of the cake it does get a little tangled, but that's not a big deal. While I was crocheting this, I was a little worried how the colors would pool together because it's a variegated or stripy or whatever you want to call it yarn. And I was worried that the colors would kind of clump up in a weird way, which is a thing that I seem to have happen occasionally, and it's always frustrating. Like with the Premier, was it the Premier Spice Shop yarn? It pooled in kind of a weird way that I wasn't expecting, and it's not the yarn's fault. It just happens sometimes. I know there's probably some, engineering that I could do and figure it out, but I don't want to. I'd rather just be surprised, I guess. So here I am, just gonna stuff this. Oh, I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about Fairfield's Polyfill. They have, I guess it's not new because I've had it for a while, but they have one type of their polyfill is Joy Fill, and I love it. I think they call it a mochi stuffing, so it's similar to like your Squishmallows. So I've been mixing the Joy Fill with the regular Fairfield polyfill, and it kind of gives it this super soft, squishy, like Squishmallow feeling, and it has the, I guess, firmness of the standard polyfill, and I really, really like that. I made some frog eyes, and they're kind of wonky, and I thought they looked a little weird when I was sewing this together, but I thought it was a trust the process type of moment. I guess we'll see in a couple minutes if I was right about trusting the process or if I was right when it looked weird. So I just had a little bit of extra yarn, not very much. I added some nostrils and a little mouth to this frog, and this is what it looks like. Its eyes are a little wonky. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I have this ball left over. I think I'm going to make little tiny frogs, maybe like some keychains. Planet FunCon is coming up, and I wanted to restock some of my keychains, so I might do little frogs for that. And here is the cube frog that I made. Is it good? I don't know, but it's a thing that I made. When I showed my daughter Molly, and when I showed her, she said, "Wow, that is the thing that you made." And I said, "Yep, it is." So that's kind of where we're at with this cube frog. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's a thing that I made. It will not be in my Etsy shop. I know a couple of people have asked about things that I make if they will be in my Etsy shop, and this one won't. Molly already claimed it. It sits on her bookshelf now. It's her cube frog now. And it's a thing that I made. I think it's silly looking. I don't know if it's good or bad. It made me laugh when I looked at it. So that is where I'm at with this project. And that is it for this video. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here with me today and being on this journey where I just use yarn that I already own. I hope that you liked this video. So if you did like it, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing if you would like to see more of my videos, and hit the bell button to be notified when I upload next. And thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!